What's up guys, Shafik here. Today I'm going to teach you how to monetize this simple AI automation. Let me go straight into how it works. It's going to take your information from your lead list that is going to look something like this. Basic lead list with all of the information about like file URL, full name, first name, last name, blah, 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 blah. We'll then take the information and just get what we need. Then we will feed the information into Perplexity, which will give us some details or maybe some interesting facts. Then feed that into GPT. That will create cold email and then add it to another spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet looks something like this, super simple, just the name and the DM. Whenever this happens, whenever we have a new row in this second spreadsheet, this scenario comes in with the watch new rows. It will inform us like, hey, there's a new row. So it will feed the DM template or the cold email, whatever it is, into this GPT. It will convert it into raw HTML and boom, we have an email sent. Maybe it's a little bit overwhelming, but if you don't know anything about Make, I have done the foundation. We have covered in the first video Google Sheets plus Perplexity. Then we have merged Perplexity with ChatGPT, and now we're merging it into a two scenario complete automation you can sell or even use to make money. So let's get into it. By the way, the templates are of course in my school community, FutureMinds AI, so it's in the description, you can check it out. So firstly, we will of course need the spreadsheet with leads, okay? I have done some videos previously how to get these leads, so we can check it out on my YouTube channel. But the point here is we need search rows, okay? So we're going to click this and of course do your connections. Select the spreadsheet ID, select the sheet name. I'm not going to go over every step again and again after every video because you already know this. And the limit is going to be 1 just for testing purposes so we don't waste operations. Then set multiple variables, okay? You're going to set this up super simple. Variables, you're going to add an item like this and you're just going to name it whatever you want so you actually know what it is. And here's a typo, but okay, whatever, let me leave it in. First name, location, and industry is going to be industry. Made this up to make it really simple, but you could also add an email, you could add last name, their background, whatever. Then let's feed it into Perplexity AI, okay? This is kind of the important part in making the email or DM, whatever you're making, very personalized. So I have used model Sonar as always, and here I just sent the prompt saying research some interesting facts about the location and some appreciative facts about the industry, of course. So the industry here is going to be, I think, software. So we're going to have some interesting facts about Ireland and then of course about software in Ireland. Now we have the info, right? So we were going to get it into GPT module, which has this long prompt that is needed because, there is a lot of components to this message. So first, of course, make a cold DM message for, actually I should say cold email, but let's leave it like this, it doesn't matter. You could use this for DMs, emails, whatever. For first name, after the greeting, throw some interesting facts about his country, Ireland, and appreciate his work in software. Here is the interesting facts, but make it super short and use only the best facts. So I've basically taken the content from Perplexity and keep it super short, okay? That's, I don't know why I said it 2 times. We don't need it 2 times. Don't be too professional, be like a friend. This is super important because GPT or all these AI modules sometimes get too professional and the message should be a cold DM. Output tokens are left blank and we can just save this. And then we will of course add a new row. So I've created this basic spreadsheet. We have the sheet name, tables, contains headers. Yes, this basically means the headers are this, okay? So if I would say that no, the table doesn't contain headers, it would take these two as same as this, So always try to make sure to have this as yes. And then simply the name should be the first name from set multiple variables and DM should be the result from GPT. So let's actually see if this works. So now we have the search rows, variables. Now we're in Perplexity. It's doing some research on Ireland and software in Ireland. So it's going to give us some context. Now GPT is working with that context plus creating the message and boom, we should have it added into our Google Sheet. Let's look. Yep, we have it here for the 3rd time because I'm still doing the same lead. And yeah, you can see that there is a little bit of difference because I always improve the prompt. But now we have the DM. And what would you do is, of course, you would normally just take the DM and paste it in manually to the chat. But not good when you have, for example, I don't know how many leads are there here, but yeah, you can see there's a lot of leads. You don't want to be doing the manual work. So this is where the next scenario comes in handy. So now we have the Google Sheet watch new rows. Okay, so let me actually set this up with you. So I'm going to add the module. We're going to go with Google Sheets and watch new rows. Simply my drive again called DM make masterclass. Make masterclass is a reference to my school community because I'm going to be posting this template there. The sheet name is going to be list 1 and the limit is going to be, we can do 4, who cares. And yeah, rows with headers is A1 to Z1. This basically means we could only have A1 to B2 because we're only in these two, you know. So yeah, I hope you get it. It's pretty simple to understand. I hope you get me. And the ID is all. Save, boom. Now the GPT, I can just copy this to show you, or clone this to show you exactly how this works. Prompt, of course, first of all, it's going to be generate a response, and the prompt type is text prompt. We don't want anything else. Text prompt is the most simple. Now you see this. What is this? This is a empty variable that hasn't been activated yet. If we run this once, all right, so we have run the scenario or the module once, so the variable is, I don't know, like full of information, so it's not, you know, transparent. And now we have this is a crucial step for making it into an email, because the Gmail module sends the emails in raw HTML format, which is exactly what you see here. These basically mean enters, right? This is like an enter. So we need GPT to convert this, and you're maybe asking, yo, why didn't you just do it in this step? Because if you do like 2 or 3 steps inside one GPT module, like in this prompt, if I were to ask it to do make it in, you know, raw HTML format, all this stuff, it would be doing bugs, okay? It would not work how you want it. And then it literally, I'm not even joking, it just creates a raw HTML like if you were coding. It would do doc type, you know, select the language, all this, like, you know, it's just bugging. So always make sure to have one GPT module or one Perplexity module for one task only, okay? Don't try to fit everything into one module. Literally, I have used this. We can actually even look. Let me save this. I've literally used this, I don't know how many times today and yesterday. Yeah, 8 credits. So I have used it a couple of times. Yeah, so let's say, I don't know, 80 times or 70 times I've used this. Let me show you so you actually understand. Yeah, I had $5 of credits, and after this, I don't know, after running this scenario like 30 times, it has cost me 2 cents to do it like 30 times. Okay, so there is no reason you should be scared of doing more than one. Yeah, so if you're using, for example, O3, it's super cheap and it does the work. Okay, so you don't need to overthink everything. GPT 5.1, it would cost me like 10 times more probably, but still it would be 20 cents. Okay, oh my god, it's nothing crazy. Now we have the instruction here, but also pretty important thing is use the template. I have provided it a template so it knows exactly how I want it to look. Follow this template, so pretty simple. And if we save it, then we just do a send an email module. We do the subject line is going to be like hi, and we're going to use the name. This is why we have it. Hi name. The body type is going to be raw HTML. Content is going to be the result. File name. Boom. Same thing. Why don't we see the value here? Because we haven't activated the variable. You know what I mean? Attachments. We could attach some file, maybe a Google form that they need to fill out or something, but not in this case. We don't need anything. Boom. We save it. Oh yeah, sorry, forgot the email. So I'm gonna do my email. Don't spam me. Only if you need something important, of course. And yeah, we have it. This is how we set up the next scenario. And boom, this is how it is. So let me move the trigger back here because we don't need this. Let's actually activate this scenario. So if we run this once, we will, you know, we have a new row there. So now we can actually, it works because there is a new row. Boom, boom. And now I'll check my phone. Chef Oleg, hey, came in. Hope you're doing great. I've always been fascinated by Ireland. Matter of fact, we can actually look. I literally sent myself an email, so I can see it here or even here in the sent ones. But yeah, exactly how I wanted it. So the subject line is hey first name. Here it's hey Carmen or Cayman, whatever. Hope you're doing great. I've always been fascinated by Ireland. Did you know it's called the Emerald blah blah blah. I don't even know these facts about Ireland. By the way, shout out to my Ireland subscribers, and we have it, okay guys? If I were selling this to a business, I would definitely charge them up with a monthly fee, because if you're depends, you know. I'm trying to just give you some tips because I have self-sold some automations. This is exactly why I'm doing these videos, of course, because you need to have some experience. And the best thing is the monthly fees. You know, you could maybe sell this for, depends on how many leads, you know, you got to do your research, all these facts. For example, if you were processing 1,000 leads every day, it would cost you, super simple, the operations would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it would be 8,000 operations a day. And if you look here, save changes, if you go here into subscriptions, 10,000 operations a month cost $9. Okay, so just on the top of my head, we would have been using 240 operations a month just for their automation. So this would already cost something around 200 credits a month. Okay, so you gotta make sure you're doing your calculations right. So again, 200 at least just for the costs, then something for your build. For example, if you want to sell it for 1k, let's say what they're selling, if they make 10,000 from one lead, then okay, sell it for 10,000 at least, because with this, you know, they're going to make at least 10. For example, they're going to close 10 clients. They send 1,000 emails a day. Definitely going to sell 10 products or whatever they're doing a month. So you take it like this, you calculate it. Okay, let me take 10,000 for the build, and then, for example, whatever, 1,000 a month for setting it up and watching over the automation. Boom, you have a 10k a month business doing this with 10 companies. Easy. Just like that. This is how simple it is, but it's easier said than done. Of course, you need to find the clients, you need to also outreach to them. But if you would want me to do a video about this, leave a comment down below. But just to give you some idea on how you can monetize this is one of the ways. So yeah guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Build along, and as I said, the template is in my school community. It's in the description. So yeah guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye.